In this video, we're going to log into Laybase as an administrator and take a look at what goes on behind the scenes to keep our customers up to date. So, as before, from the public portal, we can log in on the top right as an administrator. And the first section we're going to look at is the general settings. So in the settings, we can set up the company name, the company logo, enter the company's privacy policy, so it appears as a link at the bottom of the page, the project or development name and the logo. We can create a custom welcome message for the public portal, edit the time zone, and then give the whole site a theme color. So let's just quickly change the logo for the project. And then we'll set the theme color to match the logo. Now let's do a quick preview and see how that looks. So we can see we have the new logo and the red theme is across the public portal now. So this helps us customize the platform and get it set up from the start. The next piece we're going to look at is the setup area. These setup pages would generally only have to be configured once, and once they're set up, they can of course be edited and updated, but generally this is a one-off setup task. So we can see we have a list of all of the active releases, and so when we go to preview, we can see that release 1 is 100% complete. So we can actually deactivate this release now, and let's activate release 7. And so now when we go back to preview, we can see release 1 is gone and release 7 is now in the grid. You can of course edit releases, you can delete releases, and up here we can add new releases as the development progresses. The phases is where we can customize each of the development phases. So we can see a list of all the phases here. Once again, we can edit, delete, and add new phase. So let's add a new phase to the end of the list. Let's create a final phase called Celebrate. And we can see here we have a selection of different images that we can choose, but we're actually going to add in a photo that we have. And so with all of your phases, you can put in your own custom pictures from the site. You can use the selection of graphics that are pre-installed, or anything that you think will help visualize the phase for the buyers. So we can see we now have an 18th phase called Celebrate. So when we go to preview, we can now see we have a final phase at the end of the list called Celebrate. Our reminders are what fill out the buyer's to-do list, and each reminder is linked to a particular phase so that the messages and emails are generated as that phase is moved into completion. So again, we can edit, delete. Let's add a new reminder, reminding our buyers to buy some champagne. And we're going to link it to the final phase that we just created called Celebrate. So we can see when we go back to our phases list, down the bottom, we now have a reminder associated with the Celebrate phase. Now that completes the platform setup. So let's take a look at the progress page. This is where most administrators will spend all of their time. So we can see we have a drop down here of all of the active releases. We have the completion date and we have the progress percent. And we also have a list of all of the phases that we set up, and you can see here that we have the different status next to each. Also note that we can see the reminders associated with each of the phases as we look down the list as well. So let's move our detailed design phase into complete. And we're prompted with the completion dialog. We can update the completion date to make it more specific, or we can leave it the same. We can update the progress, make it 6%. And what you'll see below is we have a tick box here to choose whether we want to send the update email to our buyers. So we can de-tick it if we don't want to send it and we just want to complete the phase. But in this case, we do want to send the email. And what we can see is we have a preview of what it looks like. We can edit it if we'd want to, but we're just going to go straight ahead and complete this phase. So let's have a quick look in our messages panel. And we can see that the message was sent to our release 4 buyers. So this gives us a preview of what was sent. And if we go into our buyers inbox, we can see That email has arrived, letting them know that detailed design is now complete. Let's go back to progress. We're going to move authority approval into in progress, and when we preview, we can now see that for release 4, it's expected to complete in late 2022. We're now at 6% completion. Detailed design is now complete, and authority approval is now in progress. So what we can see is that Laybase Admin is a quick and easy setup, a simple and intuitive interface that anyone can use, and by far the fastest and most efficient way to keep customers updated. In the next video, we're going to take a quick look at Laybase Admin for mobile and see how easy it is to keep your customers up to date on the go.